back to the show. Our next guest travels the world uncovering the best snacks that different countries have to offer. And Canada today, I think, calls from tasty snacks, right?
I think you're right. But here's a question. Have you ever thought to fuse Canadian cuisine with paella?
Never.
Not me either. Here with Canadian-inspired paella dishes, just in time for the long weekend, is snack influencer Dre Pao. Nice to see you.
I'm so excited for you guys to try this
I mean, this is fascinating. For those who aren't familiar, what is paella?
Well, depends who you ask.
Yeah.
First, paella is the national dish of Spain.
Okay.
If you ask people from Valencia, paella is strictly with rabbit and with your chicken.
Okay.
In a chicken broth with a specific Spanish bean.
Oh.
But to me, let's mix up our flavors. We have Canadian flavors. I feel like it's a very diverse dish. You could fry up your rice in these beautiful paella pans and make it whatever you think it should be.
Okay.
Well, whatever you've done, these incredible creations have gone viral around the world. You're known as the inventor of the Kit Kat paella, which I am so fascinated by. But why did you decide to start making these unique dishes in the first place?
So when I started creating content on TikTok, I started to review different candies and snacks and junk food.
Mm-hmm.
And then I moved to Spain. I spend most of the time in Spain, and this was a huge influence on my content and the different food that I enjoy. And I was like, I feel like we need to mesh these two things together, throw some candy in there, some chocolate. I feel like there's no end to what you can mix. Right?
Quickly, was the Kit Kat one the first one that really hit off?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, and you were like, oh, I'm onto something.
I'm like, I think we need to go further. Let's
Okay,
get this
okay.
deeper.
And I'm going to say the Filipinos and the Spaniards watching, we just think champorado, which is a chocolate rice. So that's what your Kit Kat
Yes,
paella
exactly.
is. So let's dive into Canadiana here, because, you know, Canada Day's around the corner.
course.
So why don't we start tasting some of your amazing dishes? And we're going to start with real Canadiana, and that is paella with maple syrup.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Tell us about it. Tell us about it.
I felt, well, when I started to think of Canadian dishes, I was like, maple syrup. I feel like that's one of the things we're most famous for here in Canada. So I started by frying up some rice in the actual maple syrup, let it absorb those flavors.
Whoa.
And then you add a little bit of water to cook that rice.
What kind of rice are you using?
So for the actual rice,
Yeah.
you use traditional Valencian Spanish rice, but if you don't have that, a traditional Italian risotto also works. But what you do
Arborio
is,
or no?
What's that?
Arborio?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I used here, because Spanish rice is a little bit difficult to find here in Toronto. It's not as easy. So for this dish, what you do is you top it with some maple syrup.
No, you don't.
That's the taste right
This would be
there.
incredible to serve for like a party, like a dinner party.
Of course.
That's gorgeous.
Right?
Oh, wow. This is
Then-
delicious.
Oh, thank you so much. And then top it with your icing sugar.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
like
it's
it's
so festive and fun.
It's like the Canadian snow on top, but dessert form.
This is gorgeous.
Wow.
Now, listen. These paella pans are, of course, what you make paella in.
Yes.
I don't have one. I still make paella at home with a cast iron pan. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course. I mean, don't
What
tell
other
the
kind of
Valencians.
pans?
Don't tell the
Yeah,
Valencians.
no.
They get upset. But absolutely, I feel like what I recommend is if you are going to make it, get it as big as possible.
Right.
Because then you can make a nice, like, thin, crispy layer in your pan, and it'll taste very similar.
Okay.
Where do you find these, though? But where do you find them?
So I brought these from Spain, but you can find them. You can find them. There's a lot of Spanish. Even actually, I've seen them at some Latin stores as well.
Okay,
here in-
Danforth.
Okay.
Next, we're going to go from a sweet to a savory. This is a Poutine Paa, guys. It sounds incredibly. Walk us through this.
Absolutely. So the national dish of Canada, poutine, meets national dish of Spain. I felt like it was just a natural thing that needed to be created. What I did was I cooked the rice in the actual gravy. So I fried up the rice early in the gravy, absorb all those flavors. Then I added some water to really let that rice cook, because you know that needs some time.
Oh, wow.
Top it with your favorite French fries, throw some cheese curds, because you know you need that. Then, of course, on top, you have your gravy.
My gosh.
Hilarious.
Wow.
It's like salty, it's crunchy, and like it's really indulgent.
I mean, here's the thing. We're all clapping and we love this. And by the way, it is delicious. But if you've got some Puritans watching, what was the reaction when you started to like mess with like the sacred paella?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, there was obviously some mixed reviews. There was people who I feel like it's the comparison for Italians of putting pineapple on pizza.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? It's very,
purist.
yeah. And there was a lot of people who were angry and people saying like, you're rooting the culture, which kind of made me a little bit sad because I'm trying to do something that's, you know, innovating, different. And I feel like it's great here in Canada that it's something we're more accepting of. We're very diverse, multicultural. So I feel like it's a lot more welcoming now that I'm home in Canada.
So last but not least, some people may call it the official beverage of Canada, the Caesar, and you've made it into paella. I want to hear everything about this. I don't understand.
Right, so this one's a little bit more unique than some of the others, I feel like. So what I did was I started with my Worcestershire sauce. Is that how you say
Yeah, I
it?
love that you did that, yes.
I'm not gonna try again.
Yeah.
But you mix that with a little bit of vodka and you add your hot sauce and then I fry up that rice. There's tons of flavors there absorbing. Let that cook by adding on our clamato juice. So I'm
it's got
cooking
a bit
it
of
in the
kick.
clamato. Yeah, it's a little spicy. So if you're not into spice, it's a
ready
little
for it?
spicy.
Is it gonna hit me soon?
And then, so you top it with your favorite toppings. I feel like the Caesars get crazy here in Canada. So I've seen like burgers and hot dogs on top of a Caesar.
It's true.
endless.
Bacon slices. I am very fond of a meat stick, though, so I love this. That's a
Yeah.
great, clever way. And the celery.
That's my
my
favorite. And
God.
of course,
Wow.
you need your Spanish olives to make it a little bit Spanish.
Dre, thanks for being here. This was absolutely
delicious.
fascinating. Great for a big Canada Day party. You're getting Canada Day ideas. We know it. We'll have all the information upline after this, and we'll be right back.
Hey there, what did you think? Drop your comments below and join the conversation. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can find more on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. See you soon.